say we've lost our way, but waiting patiently in everything is truth. How can we be the change? How can we start this change? Let's take a step back from the brink, look into each other's eyes, reach out for that central link and organize. Reaching the rays of hope, guiding the ways to go. The central link, the central link, the central link.
Please join us on the Central Link.
Hi, I'm Tim Abbey from Penn State Extension, and we're here today with Mike Johnston, who is a Penn State Master Gardener, and we're going to be talking about low input turf care. So Mike, how long have you been doing this sort of practices on your lawn? And then we're going to kind of discuss how you've progressed to where you are right now.
All right, Tim. I actually have been doing organic low input lawn care for about 20 years. And it's worked very well for me. And I often tell people just to, rather than overmanage your lawn and your lawn system, no care is better than overmanaging your lawn. So with that, the first thing I tell folks to do, and what I do, is find out what's in the soil. So you can go to Penn State and have a soil test performed and have the pH and the soil content established for your particular home lawn. After that, the best thing to do is determine what species of grass you'd like to use in your lawn. And in Pennsylvania, there are basically 4 main types: Kentucky bluegrass for a sunny lawn and more of a manicured look, perennial ryegrass for a tougher turf with athletic fields and that sort of thing. Use a perennial rye. And then there's a tall fescue, which is a great all-purpose lawn for sunny locations. However, I would recommend using the turf type tall fescues that you can find in your garden stores. And then finally, there's the fine fescue, which is primarily used for shady locations in the home lawn. After you've established a lawn or developed a lawn, you should maintain your lawn by fertilizing with an organic-based fertilizer, and there are many of them on the market today. But basically, the organically maintained lawn with an organic fertilizer uses water insoluble nitrogen and a very low concentration of nitrogen. So when you put that organic material on your lawn, it will last for 6 months, and there are no harsh chemicals emitted by the organic lawn fertilizers. And the best time to put those fertilizers on the lawn would be, probably my rule of thumb is Mother's Day and Labor Day. And finally, one of the most important things that homeowners overlook are mowing practices. Typically, mowing higher and frequently is much better than mowing lower and infrequently. There's less stress on the lawn. I typically start in the early spring with about a 2-inch height for all the cool season grass types. And then as the summer progresses or as the spring wanes, that rampant growth discontinues, and then you've got a new season of hotter, drier days. Then put the mower height all the way up to the maximum, maybe 3 inches, and never cut more than 1/3 of the grass off at one clip at one time. And basically, I also recommend that you keep a blade handy as a replacement blade, because the blade should always be sharp. And if you notice that the lawn is turning a grayish color, it's typically because the lawnmower blade is not very sharp. So then change the blade, continue to mow high, and mow frequently, and no more than 1/3 at one time. And one note on that at the end is mow in the evening, and only when the grass needs to be mowed. So depending on the season, the grass grows faster in the spring than it does in the summer. Always mow higher, mow in the evening because it's cooler then and there's less stress on the grass and the environment of the grass.
Mike, your lawn looks really nice and green, nice and lush. What do you do as far as your pest management practices?
Well, the first thing I tell folks is to be a lawn detective. That means going out to look at the lawn frequently, and if you see a problem, don't overreact. I don't use pesticides in my yard. What I do is typically look at the lawn, see what the problem might be, evaluate it for a few days, or maybe even a week, depending on how long the symptom occurs. And then I'll go down and look at the grass and see if it needs to have attention. But typically it doesn't need anything in the long term other than good grass management. And what I do for that is typically in the fall, every fall, I overseed with my grass type of choice, which in this case is Kentucky bluegrass, and I also aerate the soil very thoroughly. And you can rent a power aerator from most home supply companies and aerate the soil, overseed, and do this in the fall, anytime between Labor Day and October 15th in our area. And typically what happens is the grass type of your choice fills in those bare spots where you've aerated, germinates, and chokes out most weeds that grow in the lawn. Other than that, I go through the lawn as a grass detective or as a lawn detective and pull out the weed that I see occasionally. And that works fine for me. And as you can see, the lawn doesn't really have any pest problems at all.
So, I mean, a lot of people complain about having crabgrass problems, so you don't put any pre-emergent herbicide down for crabgrass?
No, I don't. And if you were to use a pre-emergent, I would recommend something like corn gluten, which is an organic material. Put it down when the forsythia bloom, that time frame. But the best practice is to keep the lawn turf high, so it actually shades out the crabgrass seedlings that are going to germinate later in the spring and early summer to make that ugly crabgrass lawn appear. So by keeping the turf higher, it pretty much does away with crabgrass damage.
Excellent.
There are a number of things you can do if you're having concerns about the lawn care that you're doing right now and want to improve your lawn care. Right in front of me are some publications that the Penn State Extension offers, and you can call 840-7408 and ask for the hotline personnel, and you can get publications on turf management, turf control, and turf improvement there. So if you need some help, just call that hotline number. Tim, in closing, this has been a lot of fun today. I just wanted to mention to folks that in normal lawn care, don't expect miracles. A beautified lawn can be anything from a weed-laden lawn to a natural organic lawn. However you do it, make it fun for yourself and your family. Be patient. That's the one key word that I'll use, patience, because if you do that, you'll have results over a period of time and you'll enjoy the project. Keep it fun for everyone and have a few weeds in the lawn and then enjoy the lawn itself. Thank you.
The health tip of the week or any advice on this program is for educational purposes only and is not intended as a replacement for qualified health care. Please consult your physician or healthcare provider before making any changes or starting new treatments.
Have you seen the new local food guide? York County's first ever local food guide. This was published and created by the Buy Fresh, Buy Local chapter, the York County chapter. And it's very, very exciting. There weren't too many of them printed, so they may be gone, but you can get it by going online. And the website for the York County Buy Fresh, Buy Local is buyfreshbuyLocalYork.com. And then inside, right here in the middle, there is a scavenger hunt. And this is going on until the early part of August. So what you want to do here is get your family and get in the car and get this map and go visit some of these local farms and have them stamped. Like if you come to Sunnywald, you come to the information area or to the customer service desk and they'll put a little stamp there. And then after you get a set number of stamps, you turn it in and you can win prizes and so on. But you know what the real good prize is? Local food. Local food is the best prize because it's in season, it's ripe, it's delicious, it's nutritious, it's safe. The best food is always the food that's grown close to home. And remember, your backyard is the very best food of all. I'm Willa from Sunnywald Natural Foods with the health tip of the week. Sunnywald Natural Foods. Good health comes from the farm, not the pharmacy.
Hi, my name is Michael Brothers. I'm a local artist and I have been painting watercolors since 2004. This is a piece of my watercolor collection that I painted, and his name is Miles, and the reason he has that look, this was his first day seeing snow. This is another piece from Montecatini Alto in Italy. I photographed this couple having lunch, and when I got my photos back, I looked at it and I thought, wow, the emotion that these two people had, and I'm calling this serenity. This watercolor is of a scene from Lancaster County in Pennsylvania, and it was done to enter into a cover show for one of the art magazines in our area. This watercolor is a painting of some of my antiques. I'm photographing them, editing them, and then I paint it on watercolor paper. Those are the three loves that I have. Again, my name is Michael Brothers, and I love painting watercolors. Thank you.
EcoYork is a different type of web development company. Not only can we develop websites that save you time and money, but will also help you become more eco-friendly. Are you a member of a referral group? Check out our product, EcoFurl. Need a custom product so you can save time and money? EcoYork goes above and beyond out-of-the-box software and develops custom applications that can save your business time and money. Are you a maid service company in need of an online estimate tool? Check out our other product, Compass Wave. Do you find yourself performing a tedious task every day? We'll help you perform that task in a more efficient way. No matter where we are, you can count on us to take care of your website's needs. Hi, I'm Mark Lane, President of EcoYork. Let us show you what makes us different. Give us a call or visit us online today.
Natural Awakenings is a free monthly magazine about natural health and sustainable living. Look for Natural Awakenings wherever free publications are available or online at naturalcentralpa.com. Feel better, live simply, and laugh more with Natural Awakenings magazine.
Hi, I'm Robin Rohrbaugh. I'm the Executive Director of the Healthy York County Coalition. The Coalition does community health assessments every 3 to 5 years and identifies community health needs, and then we work with community groups to address those problems in our community. In 2006, we applied for a Robert Wood Johnson grant called Aligning Forces for Quality, and we were successful applicants. And I'm here to talk to you today a little bit about patient empowerment, or It's Your Health, Take Charge. In 2007, one of the initial projects of Aligning Forces for Quality was to survey and interview 500 York County residents with diabetes and heart disease, and ask them questions about their experiences receiving care in our community. We learned that between 25% and 43% of residents with a chronic disease have low health literacy. Health literacy is the ability to obtain, process, and understand health information so that patients can make informed healthcare decisions. Health literacy has to do with signs around a health organization to direct a patient to the right office. It has to do with the pamphlets that your doctor hands you to understand your condition. It has to do with the bills that you receive for payment of your service, and it has a lot to do with what your doctor explains you need to do to take care of your own health. So if your doctor, so many of us have had the experience of going to the doctor's appointment and you go home at night and your husband or your wife or your mother says to you, "So what did the doctor say today?" And you know what the doctor said, but you can't really describe it adequately. That means that you had a difficult time understanding the health information so that you had a difficult time obtaining, processing, and understanding the health information to make informed decisions. It means that if you can't explain it well enough, it means you probably didn't understand it well enough. And so in York County, the Healthy York County Coalition and Aligning Forces for Quality are working together to try and address health literacy in our community. We're working with physicians and other offices to help them to understand ways that they can talk clearly with patients so that they can understand the information that's important to their care.
Hi, my name's Chris Amy. I'm the project director for Aligning Forces for Quality, South Central Pennsylvania. And Aligning Forces for Quality is a multi-stakeholder collaborative. We bring together the people that get care with the people that give care and the people who pay for care. And one of our projects is our aligningforhealthpa.org website. And on that website, we have our community checkup. And what the community checkup is it's a place where people can go and look at information about diabetes, heart disease, and inpatient hospital care. And they can see how well they and their hospital or primary care provider are doing with their health. So an example, if you went to aligningforhealthpa.org, the homepage, and you scroll down a little bit, you see community checkup. When you go to the community checkup, you could learn about how well your doctor's office is doing with heart disease, with diabetes, how well your local hospital is doing. You could learn more about diabetes and heart disease and learn more about our community checkup. The community checkup is good for anyone. If you're someone with diabetes or heart disease, you would be able to use this information, or you are a family member of someone with diabetes or heart disease, or someone that's a caregiver of someone with diabetes or heart disease. As I said, there's hospital information, and that would be available to anyone. Someone could suddenly develop a heart condition and be concerned they're going to have a heart attack, or someone's going in for another procedure and they want to see how the hospital does on their consumer assessment information.
Perennials are plants that can live for many years in your garden. Most of them will die back in the winter and then regrow from the roots again in the spring. The most important thing you need to remember is you need to choose the right site for the right plant. You need to determine first if the perennial that you're going to plant is going to grow in sun or shade, full sun, part shade, full shade. Once you make those decisions, you need to think about whether or not your soil is wet or really dry. After you determine that, you can then begin to choose a perennial that's going to grow at the site that you want it. You also need to take into consideration the size of the plant that you need for the area. Some perennials grow very slowly and stay more compact, while others grow very quickly and can be quite aggressive and very vigorous. The most common mistake that people make when choosing perennials is they think they're going to have color all summer long. Perennials don't do that on their own. You need to combine early blooming, mid blooming, and late perennials in order to get full season color. There's a couple perennials that are considered ever bloomers. This means they're going to bloom for about 8 weeks in your garden. Some of those are your yarrow, which is down here, geraniums, catmint, salvias, verbena, and some coneflowers. These are a good idea to have in your garden just as a standby. The other things you want to do then are kind of plan your perennials with early bloomers like irises, poppies, phlox, planted around mid bloomers like your daisies, bellflowers, lilies. That way, when your early blooming perennials foliage starts to die back, you'll have the new growth of your summer blooming perennials to take over where they left off. It's always a good idea to have some late bloomers to carry you into fall. These are mums, asters, and sedums. Perennials are also designed to kind of serve a purpose. Some perennials make great borders. Things like lamb's ear, coral bells, and hostas are great to go in the front of beds as an edging. Other perennials like ajuga make a great ground cover for shade, and sedums make a really good ground cover for the sun. Once your perennials die back and stop blooming, sometimes they look a little bit leggy and can kind of get scraggly. A good idea when your perennials are done blooming to cut them back. This will promote new growth and hopefully encourage a second bloom later on in the season. After your perennials die back in the fall after your frost, it's a good idea to cut them the whole way back to the ground. This will keep your garden looking a lot neater, and it'll prevent the incidence of disease spreading and growing with your perennials when they rebloom again in the spring. I'm Christine at Miller Plant Farm. Thanks for joining me for this week's garden tip.
Hi, I'm Jess with Racehorse Productions. Do you need a high-quality professional video for your business, product, service, event, or something else? We at Racehorse Productions have a motto: if you can dream it, we can film it. For all your video needs, give us a call. We would love to work with your idea or help create one for you. Thank you, and remember, if you can dream it, we can film it.
Natural Awakenings is an effective marketing vehicle for your business. The magazine reaches a highly responsive, niche audience in your area. Learn how Natural Awakenings can help your business grow at naturalcentralpa.com. Feel better, live simply, and laugh more with Natural Awakenings magazine.
There are many different things around communication that we talk to patients about, and how to communicate with your doctor, and how to resolve potential areas of confusion or conflict with your physician and the healthcare team. Another thing that we cover is what is healthcare quality. Chris Amy was on the program before, and she talked about the community checkup. It's an Aligning Forces for Quality website that talks about primary care physicians and the kind of care that they provide to diabetics and people with heart disease in our community. It also provides information about hospitals and the quality of care they provide for people with heart disease and diabetes. We reference the community checkup, the Aligning Forces for Quality community checkup website, in our It's Your Health Take Charge session, and encourage people to use that and other well-known resources to understand what healthcare quality is. If your community group is interested in having someone present It's Your Health Take Charge, call me, Robin Rohrbaugh, at 851-2333. Again, that's Robin Rohrbaugh, Healthy York County Coalition, 851-2333. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Homer Walden, and this is Sunnyside Farm. Welcome. We're here in Dover, Pennsylvania, just outside of Newberry Town. And we have a 13-acre farm here, and we grow all kinds of livestock. We have chickens, pigs, cows. We just loaded up a couple of our bulls. They're heading over to the butcher today, as well as two of our pigs. They're heading out. And I'm standing in front of a peach tree. Nothing like having a little breakfast handy. It's about 10 a.m. or so, 9 a.m. And we just finished moving the chickens around and feeding them, and finished chasing the fox halfway through the night. They got one of our ducks. So things are, there's always something happening out here, whether it's the fox or whether it's the chickens or whether it's, you know, just about anything. You have to kind of keep a constant eye on farming. But we do a lot of things with vegetables as well. And we have a few fruit trees around. We have some apples and pears and stuff like that. But we do raise all indeterminate plants. We got tomatoes inside of our hoop house that are right now about 10 foot tall, producing tons of tomatoes. We have cucumbers. They're rolling in pretty good. We have a lot of different types of vegetables happening. We have asparagus. That's finished with. Our peas we just took out. And, you know, there's just a lot of, there's a constant transition in this business. and you have to keep on top of just about all of it. You can see everything's green, from the grass growing 90 miles an hour to the you know, vegetables needing to be picked and constantly planted. Things need to be watered, so we collect water off of our hoop house, and we probably catch 4,000 gallons of water with a 1-inch rain just off the top of our hoop house. So it's really important for us to try to preserve what's there and to keep it from dashing into the streams and messing up our waterways. That also eliminates a lot of runoff. You get a lot of runoff when you have buildings around, so we try to capture that water and run it over our vegetables so that we're not polluting anything up. And then we have, we grow our own soil. We have a compost bin. We put all the offal from the chickens out there, the feathers, things like that, and we add sawdust to it, and it becomes one of the best soils that we've ever used. And we're looking forward to continuing this system and updating you as we go along. Behind me, you hear a lot of chickens. That's our mobile chicken operation. Everything gets moved every day. We pull the chickens around the whole property, and that fertilizes the grass, which makes it grow 5 times the normal rate. So we need to have a bunch of cows out here to mow it back down. We're currently running about 1 cow per acre. And you can do that if you have chickens and turkeys fertilizing your grass for you. And it's important that everything gets moved daily so that it doesn't create pathogens and you know, things that would normally you would have to use antibiotics and things like that to keep animals from getting sick. But since we move them all around, no problem. We don't get any buildup of any diseases or things like that. So it's really a clean operation when you do it that way. One of the things I tell people when I move a chicken pen, not only am I moving the pen, I'm cleaning the chicken house, which is way overrated, and fertilizing the soil all at the same time, plus giving chickens fresh grass to eat. And that's really important as well, because that increases the health of the chicken and the nutrition in the food itself.
Central Link is supported by sponsors, advertisers, and individual donations from viewers like you. To show your support, you can donate through the PayPal link on our website. Help us keep this show on the air.